Hi, it's Modern Day Trading with some live footage from October 21st, 2016. So could have been a pretty good Friday, but ended up having a couple issues. First thing would be this PayPal. I got stopped out of my position because of some kind of technical print that didn't really happen. So I lost a lot of profit on this trade. And then the second thing that happens is I almost got lucky with a buyout. But unfortunately, I got stopped out a million times before it happened and didn't get to be as lucky as I could have been. But here we go. So this is PayPal pre-market, and I'm watching it because it just had great earnings and it's pretty much gapped up above its consolidation on the daily candlestick. So I'm watching to buy this PayPal right off the open once it breaks 42. Market just opened and I have my orders ready to buy PayPal. It's a pretty good setup right here. I just bought 1,000 shares of PayPal. And I put my stop at 41.89. So a little over 10 cents. And you see it's starting to rocket up. Should have been a really nice breakout trade right off the open. Already up $200 on this trade, and I got stopped out right here. So pretty much what happened is that a little print went through and triggered my stop below my entry point, which never happened. So I got stopped on my whole position, and it gave me about a little less than 20 cents of profit. And I got back in, but I couldn't get in with 1,000 shares, and I mentally couldn't give it back to my original stop. So definitely unhappy about that. I tried it again, bought back a really small position. And you see how I could have made a good amount of money on this trade if I had my original entry with my size and didn't get that technical print through that triggered off my stop. I do have a really small position in this and you'll see how strong PayPal was right off the open. Now it's near 42.40 and it's starting to accelerate 50, 60, 75 cents. And I'm selling the small piece of PayPal I had. And I got out right. So PayPal just shot up 80 cents without looking back from the entry once I got in. Over 80 cents now. Really nice trade that I only made near $200 because of some kind of technical issue with that. So my next trade is CERC. It's a symphony trade of ALKS. ALKS had a huge gap up, and that's why CERC is also up. But ALKS has just been selling off since the open. So I just shorted CERC, thinking that this should do the same thing as ALKS, and ALKS is shooting down a lot, and I feel like there's some lag between these two stocks that CERC should follow it. So I shorted it right there, added some more, liking it some more, and added some more too. So got 1,500 shares short of CERC, and I'm using ALKS as my leader to follow for this trade. I'm just constantly peeking back at ALKS, making sure that it's still going lower because I'm giving a good amount of risk on CERC for now. CERC is not doing too much. I'm trying to see if it can break that 76 cents, hit that 75 cents, and there should be a breakdown right there. So you see it's retesting the lows and waiting for that break down. And I'm also checking out Skechers. I want to short Skechers as well. CRC's didn't make new lows. It's getting me a little worried. Could potentially be a double bottom. And I'm pretty much getting ready to get out of CRC because I don't want to give it my original out. Way too much risk for the size I have. I'm pretty much giving it another chance to see if it can break the lows, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna get out. And right now it looks like it's not even going to test the lows again. Didn't break, and it's coming back up. So I just peeked at ALKS, and I see that ALKS is starting to go up. So I'm getting ready to get a CERC if it also goes up as well. Sometimes the leaders still can start going up, but the Symphony trades don't follow it, so that's what I'm kind of hoping for. But it doesn't seem like that right now, and I just shorted Skechers. Alright, I just got a CERC for a small, like 1 cent loss with 1,500 shares. And I'm short. So I got scalped out of Skechers. It broke above the whole number. Wasn't a good trade. And I just bought MAT on a pullback. Kind of just because I wanted to buy it yesterday, and I was hoping that it might get to that spot today. So I bought a little bit on a pullback, hoping that it can get to where I wanted to buy it tomorrow. Where I wanted to buy it yesterday. And hoping today it breaks out from there. So I'm watching TWX right here, and I see there's a pretty big bid at 84.10, and it's in a tight range. And this is the stock that's having supposed buyout. So I bought 1,000 shares right here, and I'm giving it a tight out to right below the big bid. I sped the clip 5 times just to speed up this process that you'll see me just constantly buying TWX at this price and getting stopped out because I'm giving it a tight out just because I want to get in a lot of size. So I have 1,000 shares at 84.11, and it went up almost 10 cents, a high side of the little trading range it has. And it's just took out the big bid at 84.10, but still holding, and I just got stopped out really quick at 09s. And I decided that I gave it a bad out. So I bought another 1,000 shares at 84.11. And instead of giving it to 09 this time, I gave it to 81.08. Now it's starting to move back up a little bit. TWX went up near 10 cents right now, where it kind of hit before when I bought 1,000 shares earlier. And it failed to break out of that range, and right back to my price. It's selling. So I got stopped out of a little over 1,000 shares of TWX again, below 84.08. And you see how the support I was basing this buy on, 84.10, is holding again. Pretty much holding 84.10 and then breaking through by a few cents, taking my stop and selling my position there, and it's kind of holding back. I already did it 2 times, and right now I still kind of want to buy it, but I'm also got burned and I don't want to buy anymore. Also, I don't want to risk too below the whole number because I wanted to give as little room as possible and get as much size to maximize my gains. And now it immediately shot up and broke out of the 20 cent range that I was waiting for. So that was pretty annoying, getting stopped out of TWX that many times. And now, after seeing it go up, I ended up buying 100 shares around the same price again. Instead of buying 1,000, I didn't want to try doing it again, and I just bought 100 shares at 84.15, and I put my stop below the whole number this time. Right there, bought it right. Alright, now on to my next trade, NXPI. I just bought 600 shares of NXPI at 101.02. You can see how tight of range it is right now. It's only going 2 cents. So I just bought 600 shares at 02 with my stop at 101.00. 2 cents of risk, and I also have another order on NXPI to buy 400 shares on the next tick up at 101.03. So I would have 1,000. If it moves higher, I would have 1,000 shares waiting for the next tick on NXPI. And I just got filled. So I got 1,000 shares at 101.03, and I moved my stop for the new ad at 101.00. So 1,000 shares, 3 cents of room on my stop. And NXPI starting to move higher from here. So it's a nice trade I got in on NXPI, risking very little, and my reward is going to be a good multiple of how much I was risking. So now it's about 20 cents on it, over 20 cents on NXPI. And I'm going to see what happens at the 50 cent mark. So I'm hoping to get 40 to 50 cents with 1,000 shares on NXPI while only risking 3 cents. These are my top 2 to 3 favorite setups I could get in. And TWX right here, I typed it up and now it's being bought out. So I almost had 1,000 shares of TWX, 1,000 to 1,200 shares. I bought that several times and I kept giving it kind of a bad out and it got stopped out. And now I have 100 shares of TWX and it's halted for over almost 6 points on the 100 shares. And I'm still watching NXPI. It's moving pretty nicely still. Over 30 cents with 1,000 shares. I'm speeding the clip up to 5 times the speed right now. And I'm just selling NXPI into the strength. And I'm going to watch what happens at 101.50. So I'm just piecing out of my position. And waiting for TWX to open up again. So caught about 40 cents on NXPI with most of my size. I only have a little bit left. So TDLBX opens pretty much just a little bit, actually a point or two, 1 to 2 points higher than where it halted, and I just immediately sold half in position, took the profits right there. Definitely hoping for it to gap up even higher than where it did. Almost got really lucky with TWX. Almost got 1,000 shares, over 1,000 shares for 7 points. So I sold 50 shares for about 6 points, and I just added on to TWX right here, giving it to the low of the range. To 88.49 is my stop. And it's about to stop me out. Pretty much added at the top of that little pop. Not great, but luckily I have a good price still. And I got stopped out of TWX. I bought it one more time. And I got stopped out again. Still, and for my last trade, I just bought CXRX right here at the top of the break 5.50. And I just got stopped out. So bought the top, gave it to the bottom of that range, got stopped at the bottom of the range. Bad trade. I think my emotions a little going crazy because I almost hit the lottery with TWX, and I just started looking for bad trades to kind of make more money. But there it is, I'm done right there. Less than 2 hours, around 11:17, and I am up $760. Definitely could have been luckier, but I'll take it. Thanks for watching, everyone.